And we're back here, esports fans, AOE esports, or AO esports, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Rialto is next. Orion is up 1-0 in this map count. I'm FBI Tugboat. This is Domino Jack, producing away his Riot Line, making our jobs just so much easier. Domino Jack, talk to me a little bit about what we just saw, especially compositions.
So we got to see some goats, the true and tried goats that everyone has so dependently relied upon. Unfortunately, didn't
Mhm.
work too much for them as Orion did take the first map, Ilios, here today. They were favoring much more DPS heavy comps, which really worked for them. So it'll be interesting to see what we have come out on Rialto. We have in the past seen compositions of bunkers here, holding that
Mhm.
high ground really strongly. But, we have also seen goats in the past here. So I'll be interesting to see. As we mentioned, obviously, they haven't put the 222 lock here yet, unlike
Mhm.
the Overwatch league that does have that now in place. So I think, teams getting as much of those different compositions out of their system as they can. You can run three supports, you can run triple or quad DPS if you really want to still at the moment.
Mhm. It's super interesting the decision here. We got a second. I'll talk about this, and we'll talk about the
Mhm.
defensive composition. So I was lucky enough to actually go to the home game in Atlanta while I was there. I actually
Oh,
got to
wow,
beat
that's cool.
Nair and a couple other Atlanta Reign players and pitch this because the way I look at it is obviously Ghost is 3-3. There's no DPS is allowed, right? So
Mm.
I just don't really think it makes a whole lot of sense to restrict it to two tanks, two supports, two DPSs when just restricting it to one, at least one of every, of each, type would be it. You could still
So have
run
the
three,
option of
two,
the
one, still
flex.
have triple tanks. Like you could still run triple tank, but Goats is not Goats with a single DPS. It just simply isn't. It's not the same beast. So if you require at least one DPS, you still broken the thing that everybody hated, right? But I don't know. I'll say Nalir did not agree with me at all. He was very, very excited to go to 222.
Yeah, interesting. I'm personally in favor of 222. I think it makes the competitive experience of Overwatch much more enjoyable as a player. I
Hmm.
like being able to pick my role going into a game and knowing that the other people who have picked their role want to play
Nice
the role they've
pull.
chosen. Yeah, great pull there.
Nice pull there. Lester guy getting that damage on in with Bastion. Typical stuff. Little bunker action coming on out here. They're running, I guess you could call the Frisbee comp. Nice pull again. Put the clay up and shoot him down. That is some very good coordination.
Yeah, that they do have that Bastion, they have that Orisa Hog, they are able to do the hooks and pulls quite effectively. But
Hmm.
Orion are running a good comp against this. They're running a dive comp. They can dive them as Diva, as uh, Winston. They will have a Nano Blade that they can use, and they're going to have an EMP.
Nice hack.
This is the right side of comp to try run against this.
Nature and hacking Bastion is definitely the beginning of this one. Lesser guy now headed for the hills. We see I'm not DMT on point, just pushing this all the way around. Saturn is now back there, the main support, and Lesser guy does fall. So main tank though for Ryan is down. So these teams will be fighting pretty evenly here as the side of Basilisks is forced to come back a little bit. Baptiste ultimate now out, and that's a very courageous res, and that is going to be a stop for the side of Basilisks. Ooh, I said maybe I spoke too soon. Lesser guy trying to get it done here again. Nope. Oh man, didn't get used his dash, didn't get the reset because we saw Lesser guy go down to like literally like single digit health.
Yeah, and I just realized I got the teams mixed up for there for a second. I just realized Orion is the one defending and
Oof.
Basilisks are doing the attacking here. And yeah,
Yep.
Enigma are trying to hold it off there with that blade, potentially used a bit too early. They have the nano ready, but now they don't have the blade, unfortunately. But they do have 5 more ults ready to throw out. They have the EMP, they have the bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if they will combine those.
Yeah, that's the classic combination here. Lesser guy kind of going on the back, utilizing that cannon to try and get a little bit of vertical positioning on this one. Look inside, but doing a great job is Basilisks of just kind of staying hidden. The best block is no B there.
Yeah, and Lesser Guy, did get up into that high ground, but he doesn't have that shield, so he will have to pull back here. There's that EMP.
There it is, and here's a self-destruct. Call it and it shall happen. Great placement, though, for Jahan. Of course, that's the classic counter right there with the Baptiste Frisbee, I guess you could call it. Rez coming on out here again. Mechman continuing to get these done, but I am not DMT. Will not let this man stay alive. Lesser guy
Yeah.
deleted, and the side of Orion is going to be down a huge source of damage coming on the rest of point one here.
Yeah, well played there by Basilisks. They will able to get this through. You can see Orion trying to hold as much as they can, pulling out all those ults right there.
Enigma is so close here. There's the healing, and now he's got the blade, and there comes the nano. There comes the got the boost. Now here comes the nano. Oh my goodness, he has the nano boost. Now comes the blade. Oh my god, I don't know why I couldn't say that.
Well done there to the Basilisks. Orion did try everything they could there to put a hold on it. Unfortunately, it was not enough. They did pull out a fair few ults as well, but yeah, Orion will get that one in the bag.
Yeah, like you said, kind of dropped like a whole lot of them at once. Jahan does have that Baptiste window. I guess you can call it depression is basically there as well with the Primal Rage here soon. Now just open this front. There's the Baptiste ultimate and instantly pulled by depression. Doing a great job of displacing members of Orion left and right. But Evi is trying to get it done here, getting a little bit too aggressive. Is depression struck in the back. Not going to find anything on that one though. Lesser Guy going to town here again on the supports and more of Team Orion.
Yeah, Orion have done a good hold there. They have popped out that Genji blade as well at the end. I'm not sure if that was potentially needed. They had already won that team fight, but you know, maybe just enough to keep the team back, make sure they didn't push forward and secure the end there.
Yeah, maybe this is the part where we talk about the mental factor of any competition like this, any esports competition, whatever else. Maybe that was Lesser Guy making a statement, you know, like, you know, I can even use this, it don't matter because I'm gonna hack and slash you every single time I get this. Depression falling first again. Here at the beginning, being tanked, not a great way to be. Baptiste ultimate out again. Jahan has had this so often, as we see a Shimano brother falling from both sides here. Basilisks falling, and now going to be losing this team fight. That was a great placed anti-grenade against the side of Orion, but they were able to hold this all the way through. Defense is working.
Yeah, I was just going to also say, as you pointed out, Jahan has had that Baptiste ult quite quickly a few times now. He's building them really, really fast. So you've got to kind of wonder who's feeding him that quickly from the Basilisks team. But Orion do have, you know, 4 ults ready to go again. And he will come with the Nano Blade for the Basilisks.
Yes, once again, and that's going to be Jahan's invincibility shield deleted first, as is custom. Natron getting some good, well-placed headshots on that. Enigma getting the rest done himself. Now we see Team Basilisk rolling on in here. They're about a minute away. They need to keep that Zenyatta on there. There you go. Play your role. Play your role.
Push that.
I'm just playing. I mean, Zenyatta can hit shots from a far distance, and DMT has shown that he can hit those headshots left and right. So you know, there's no point in getting aggressive, right? He's got the transcendence, but now self-destruct coming out here from Kabutos, getting out by Huglets, Supercharger, excuse me. Now Transcendence coming on out here from I am not DMT. Well placed anti though. That is the counter. Kabutops and Saturn both affected by that one. There will be AOK living all the way through that. Yeah, Saturn getting very low there, and Jahan ending him with a well placed punch. Kabuto's now getting out of mech here as Lesser Guy goes back to town. 12 seconds to go, and I do not see Basilisks pushing this all the way.
That was going to be a hard push no matter what for the Basilisks. They were down in the ult economy. They did build up the EMP, and they built up Transcendence quite quickly, but unfortunately it was not enough. Orion did have a few more ults ready to go in there at the end.
I got to point out as well, you know, the Roadhog ultimate is had that there at the end. I think that was Evi playing that Roadhog, doing a great job of getting hooks. No, excuse me, that was Kabutops. No, the defending team, Orion. Orion was blue. I am so bad about when I mix teams up, you know.
No, I feel hey, I called them completely wrong as well at the beginning. So
exactly.
we've dove done it once now. We're even. We're on score.
Okay, gotcha. You keep score. I'll keep messing up. Okay.
Hey, I messed up once too. But no, so yeah, we're gonna have a change.
I was just saying the Evi there with the whole hog. Even if members had gotten there, that is, I mean, that's that's the kit and caboodle for the whole hog. It's the whole point is getting, you know, anybody unfortunate enough in front of that scrap gun just simply away. It was overtime. That was their win condition.
Yeah, and the win condition for, you know, the other team was that nano blade for Basilisks. They really pulled that out, and it worked really well for them. It's just, you know, they did get those nice cleanups. They were managed to push the cart, but unfortunately it meant when the other team came back, they were ready to push straight back.
Yeah. I think maybe they took a little bit of time, like with the nano blades and stuff like that. It makes sense to want to get perfect positioning, especially with something like Genji Ultimate, that only lasts so long. Nano Boost also only lasts so long. But if they'd gotten it done a little bit quicker, then they wouldn't be looking at, or they would have been looking at like at least another shot there at the very end. That last 3 or 4 meters. If it just quick, wrapped that up a little bit faster, had another 30 seconds, might have been a different story. Depression had his primal rage, but we'll never know. Set up top here is Basilisk. Nice boop there. The concussion blast by Enigma actually getting Lucio's. It's usually not an easy task.
Yeah, no, that was a really good early boop. Really good hook there as well, pulling the Diva in. Looks like she's jumped off just to reset. However, this is an interesting composition. I'm surprised they themselves didn't run with the Bastion. I feel like this is a little bit harder to defend, and that Orion are going to push a bit faster here.
Yeah, we're looking at Basilisk doing a really good job of holding here. Multiple environmental kills from Enigma. I think Kabutops might have gotten one as well, and Depression on the Orisa is really just pumping out these shots left and right. Yeah, just straight up. Shaw is not really getting any leeway here, even on the Invisible Sombra. Jahan getting hooked all the way in here. Kabutops and Depression continuing on this fantastic combination. All the coordination in the world. Communication as well. Kabutops has that whole hog. Might pull it once he goes inside. There's no stuns here except for Mech Man's Sleep Dart and I was going to say the hack, but Shaw's again deleted first here. Kabutops getting really aggressive.
Yeah, and Enigma on that Pharah doesn't look to be getting contested very much. They have Sombra on the other team, but they don't have too much of an other, hit scan DPS to challenge her too much.
Yeah, Mechman might really, that's the main support. If Jahan was playing almost any other character that has group heals, then Mechman might be able to pay attention up top a little bit more, but as it is, you're right. Okay, well, actually, as I say that, Enigma getting slept here, and then hacked, Invincibility Shield coming on out there, even with the anti, they're going to be done well, but now pushed out there, Kabutops pulling that whole hog and making the most of it.
Yeah, fantastic sleep there by, and Lesser Guy will clean up there, getting that final kill. Oh, well, actually, it ended up Lucio getting it, but, Lesser Guy putting in a lot of the work there.
No, I hear you. It's very interesting. Oh, excuse me, I'm drinking a Monster. I think it's very interesting that you mentioned it, right? Enigma's not getting responded to, and just instantly the hack comes out, or the sleep comes out, followed by the hack quickly, and then forcing other members and forcing IM.DNT to invest that invincibility shield. Now self-destruct coming on out here, and that's not blocked off! Getting 2 there is Eevee with the invincibility shield and the Ash. Now just absolute brawling going on to point, and we're going to see an Orion team taking this all the way in just a second. There's really just the Saturn on the Mercy. I'm not sure if I'd have popped my Valkyrie on that one. 2.5 minutes is going to be the reward for the side of Team Orion.
Yeah, well done there to the Team Orion. That Diva Bomb really opened it up for them. They took out the Ash. Yes, the Bob got thrown as well, but it didn't do much. And you can see Lesser Guy and Eevee pushing up there, getting some early kills. That's going to stagger the other team, and it's going to be a problem for Basilisks.
Yeah, I feel like just like in King's Row, once you hit this second point, you can really you can afford to get really aggressive. Especially long range healers like this Ana is going to be able to get shots all the way across there when you throw Lucy up front with his group heals as well. Oh, Depression almost paying the ultimate, or excuse me, Huglad playing ultimate price on that one, jumping up top here. Now, that's going to be the Baptiste ultimate invested, and here's Sound Barrier dropping to the side of Orion here. Supercharger as well, just one ultimate after the next as Kabutops, oh my goodness, fake him down bottom while Enigma goes up top, drops those barrages, takes out multiple. Now, Lesser Guy did get the deflect on them there, but that was a well-placed, well-deserved stop defensively by the side of Basilisks.
Yeah, they threw out a fair few ults there, though, and they don't really have much coming up ready. They will have the Mercy ult, but we're about to see Orion coming in with 3 ults, including that Nano Blade.
Yeah, again, and they can afford to toss the self-destruct as another kind of distractor like we kind of just saw Basilisk doing. Now getting in the back here. Diva just really getting aggressive. Saturn and the other support is back here. We really need to see a peel from the side of Basilisk. Lots of just mechanery getting taken out here. Now here's the Blade. And a boost coming on out here. Enigma falling first to that one after Depression does get taken out before ultimate. Lots of lots of picks coming on out here, and Orion is now rounding the last little bit, and maybe 10 meters away here, Domino, as the Hammond. Okay, so switching up comps here to more Stolly Enigma on that Tracer, coming all the way back as Depression. They really just need to fly in there, and yep, because it's about 3 meters away. Anti coming on out here, and that's not going to be good for him. Deleted all the way down with all the damage. The World Self-Destruct coming out. Oh my goodness! Eevee comboing that with the EMP, takes up several of them with a primal range at the end to spare.
Yeah, huge EMP bomb at the end there. They were holding it, waiting for that team, making sure it was utilized well. And that really got the end point for them then. They surprisingly didn't use it earlier, but that really worked in their favor, holding onto it. They did enough of a cleanup with the Nano Blade, and Lucio getting a few good kills there at the end as well.
Yeah, obviously, towards the end, if the game's ending, might as well drop ultimates and whatnot. But you made a very good point when a couple of seconds earlier, that would not have worked as well. At that time, Basilisks were kind of on the retreat a little bit, and so it just it was well timed the way it was. If it had been any different at all, I don't think that would have gone the same way.
Yeah, they were smart to save that ultimate and really use it right at the end just to secure the end point there for them. And look, Orion are sitting in a really good place. They've won the first 2 maps. They won Ilios. They've taken Rialto. We're going to move into Hollywood now. If they do manage to win this, they have won the best of 5. However, the Basilisks could potentially do a reverse sweep. They could come out, those first 2 maps could have been a warm-up, and we could see a really good attacking, really good defending team coming from them, and they could still win this one.
Yeah, Domino. I talk all the time about warm-ups and the mental prowess, right? You come in here, you would assume, that either of these teams would have come up, at least play, warm-up or 2, maybe hit the practice range, something like that. This is not the finals quite yet, not saying like that, but you never really know, right? It's always like kind of like that it factor, like, is this team hot already? Now, and then frequently you see, to a certain extent, not frequently, you always see, to a certain extent, after map 1, both teams kind of learning more about each other and kind of getting comfortable, or like realizing what to look for and stuff like that, unless the teams have played each other like a whole lot, So Orion and Basilisks, of course, are in the same division, so they definitely played before, but I mean, at most 2 maps, or 2 in this league so far. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. Sometimes you take a bit of time to figure out how the other team plays, and figure out what works for them, what doesn't work for them. You can tell that they're going to try, like, for instance, use that Nano Blade maybe for often. So you're trying to, I guess, deny what the enemy team will be utilizing. So yeah, but look, it's definitely still anybody's games. Yes, Orion is up. Yes, they do look like they're potentially going to win here. But, we'll just wait and see as we go into Hollywood. So we're going into our Assault Escort map. Yeah, so we'll be interesting to see. I think they're just trying to confirm who would like to attack or defend here first. Looks like they're just waiting for them to confirm.
Yeah, I mean, it's reasonable. A lot of different teams have different strategies for different maps and different attack defenses. It makes sense. But I mean, so Orion is up 2-0, like you said. They only need 1 more ultimately, but that's still a full map. And this is again, the hybrid is not just pure payload, not that king of the hill. It's a different beast. We might see Basilisks wake up and pull the reverse sweep. Of course, that would require them to win this map and next map and next map, going about as exciting as you can. I do love reverse sweep.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, we'll definitely extend things out further. And as you said, Hollywood is, it's one of those hybrid maps where, they do have to cap the point first, and then they will have to push the payload. Teams can do full holds here. They can stop the entire capping of that first point. And I reckon that's what Orion's going to be looking for here. I think they're going to try and full hold this point. They're going to make sure Basilisks do not even get a chance to move this payload. And then all they have to do is get on the point when they're attacking and just get it moving.
Yep. Put a couple butts on that limo and make it ride. I understand. So what I like to see from the defense here, exactly, the again, kind of frisbee comp, right? Lesser guy over that with Jahan's invincibility. What's the actual name of it? I know it's not actually called a frisbee. It just looks like it, right?
The frisbee. Oh, his shield. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, is
Invincibility
this
shield.
how you're calling the,
Invincibility.
the
Yeah.
frisbee comp? I see. See, I would
Yeah.
call this
Okay.
the
Sorry
bunker
about that.
composition because you've got Orisa, you've got the
Yeah.
Roadhog, and you have that Bastion. You know, you've got this bunker defensive setup. But I get it now. Frisbee comp. I
Yeah,
like
I would say, you know, a frisbee comp is a bunker for sure, but not every bunker is frisbee comp, right? Like, I mean, like the point is, I mean, obviously having the Bastion as the character that has far and away the most DPS outside of ultimates in the game, and then having, you know, the buyback with the res and the you know, the stall with the invincibility shield, the frisbee, if you would.
Yeah, definitely a good comp for stalling. And interestingly, we have the Basilisks coming out here on Sombra Goats. They're going to try coming from behind. They're going to try storm through. And look, that's a really good first kill, taking out the Mercy. But unfortunately, they're down themselves now with the Brigade gone.
Oh, Depression is up there, and Depression gets a nice charge all the way from the top. Lesser Guy deleted down from that one. Now he is getting harassed a little bit, but Evi is pretty much by himself. Nuglock and more trying to get this one on out here. Cha is very low and no healers in sight. Now Brig getting involved here. Nice charge again. Depression is not done. Mechman just getting the raw end of the stick there. As I mean, that was just, he was flying in and just literally got caught by the Reinhardt. That is just.
Yeah, I feel actually sorry for that Mercy. Just made it back to the point, just flying in, and nope, you're gone. But really well played there by Basilisks. They took out that Mercy before they took out the Bastion. They took Bastion out in time as well, knowing that he wouldn't be able to get the res off. Like, you know, Mercy's not available, she can't get the res. Now's the time to take out Bastion, and they played that really well. They deleted that bunker comp quite quickly.
Yeah, the perfect rotation, little flank action coming up behind it, not allowing the long sidelines from the Bastion to, you know, delete anybody down or really destroy the Rhine shields. Now we're looking at wholesale switches coming on out from the side of Basilisks, going for a super dive. We could have seen this in Season 6.
Super dive. Yeah, we have seen both teams make a change here in their compositions, which, you know, makes perfect sense.
Oh, like 4 out of 6 hacked by that one. Evi trying to get away from that one, but Mech is not going to live through it. Huglet trying to kind of body block and just stay involved up front. Also going to fall. The nano boost has come for this monkey, the Depression, but he got too aggressive. I was kind of wondering what was going on there. He was, you know, not with the rest, and this Ana was definitely not looking at him.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't pull out there just in time, which means his team will need to play potentially a little bit more defensively at the moment, because, you know, we have Orion all there back ready to go, but Basilisk will need to wait for their main tank to come back into the play.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's going to happen. That was Enigma Sombra trying to get away from everybody, but, you know, the transponder was just simply not far away enough. Lesser Guy coming on out here with us again. He is anti, but he does not care. Coming on back to point here, and Kabuto's going to feel the fire from this one, getting popped out of mech, and they're not going to let him live. Yeah, not even going to stagger him.
Yeah, no, huge plays there with that Nano Blade. And yeah, as you said, we've seen this done a couple of times today. We know how effective and how well this is working for them. Look, Basilisk were a little bit staggered there before that Nano Blade as well, so they were a little bit unfortunate, but now they'll hopefully come back with a few ults in play.
Yeah, this is pretty even here. Ryan's got 3, Basilisk does have 4. Oh, actually, excuse me, 5, and actually Enigma is getting very close to that one. Excuse me, don't want to report the news incorrectly here. Shaw does have that EMP. Might see his self-destruct coming over the top here as multiples drop. Sound barrier dropping just for the support side of the side of Basilisks. Depression trying to get up and involved and angry with this. That alleyway is a great place to do it. His mechanism does feel the fire from that one. He is going to be taken on out shortly thereafter. Every member of Orion pays attention to that one. Evi trying to contest out himself, and now here comes the blade from the other side. Natron gets his turn. EMP dropping as well, just to make this one just a little bit easier.
Another huge nano blade there, which has worked so effectively for both teams. Basilisk had like 2 minutes still to get this payload in, so they had plenty of time, but they did pop out a fair amount of ults there, making sure they really got the point here on this one. But you can see Orion trying their best to stall this off.
Yeah, it looks like this is an Orion team not done on this point quite yet. Sean does fall here, but Evi and Lucio is here. They want to waste as much time as possible, and that is a smart move. Gotta say so. Huglock getting hacked here, and now that's forcing Lesser Guy to invest the ultimate. Actually, the defense is getting it done. Oh, man. Actually, no, I had this backwards again, don't I? Orion's on attack.
No, no.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
No,
I
you
second
did that
guessed
right. No,
myself.
no.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like Lesser guy had that blade and pulled it out just at the, right as soon as he came in. Perfect timing because we saw an entire Basilisk team had those eyes on other players.
Yeah, no, fantastic stall there by Orions. I wasn't sure that they were going to be able to pull it off, but they did manage to do it. Yes, they committed a few ults for it, but they've got a Diva Bomb ready to go. They're going to have their own EMP and a few more ults coming up. Look, Basilisk will as well though, so again, this team fight is anybody games, but we do see Basilisk main tank dropping early.
Yeah, so the attack coming on in here, Depression is just, he's just gotten really aggressive. Really, that's I think that's just really how you can call that one, Dom.
Yeah, and Basilisks have pulled back. Unfortunately, they have lost their Genji. They've now lost their main support player. So this is looking problematic for them. They have 45 seconds left to get this point. This will be their final team fight. They might have 6 ults ready to go into this. So I think we're about to see every single ult. Everyone's going to about to press Q and try to push this payload.
Yeah, this is going to be dependent on whether or not Jaehan can get a very good sound barrier out. Now, every member of the Orion team is up top. That's really the place to be. Actually, I say that. Mechman down bottom, looking for a good place to put that nano. Doesn't want to put it on Evi quite yet. While he's antied, needs to get the healing on out here. Enigma is there. There comes the self-destruct over the top. Actually, a little bit farther back. This one is right over the top. That's 2 right there. Lesser guy making that blade sing again, trying to get it done against his enemy Genji, and does. Depression taking that one out here at the end is just Depression and this Sombra Enigma getting it done here. Cha not able to live through it, and Basilisk get it done here with 6 ultimates.
Yeah, well done to them. They got that in. Lesser guy was trying his best to, use his blade effectively. We did see their bomb come out as well. They didn't use the EMP. They have that ready to go. But, well done to Basilisks. They managed to pull that team fight off.
Yeah, that was a really long one too. Really, that was honestly really impressive. I can't understate that really. Switching on over to the Monkey Ghost, or at least close to it. They do have the Reinhardt on Depression on Reinhardt, excuse me. Diva with it, main support and solo DPS. So that's triple support.
You often see the Reinhardt coming out here. You do have that shield, a bit of help for that front line to push through. I'm not surprised that they have changed, but you were going to see Orion continuing with that DPS heavy comp.
Here's the EMP coming out from multiple members of Orion. Lesser guy getting very low here. Huglot does have that primal rage, but I'm not sure if he really wants to pull it quite yet. As we're looking at 30 seconds, they really just need to win one more team fight on defense, and this will be it. This will be done. This will be over. They'll be finished.
Yeah, they've got to make sure they don't get off that cart, but the bigger issue is they're about to have a nano blade that they've got to defend against for Orion, and we've seen this work really effectively to them.
Here's the EMP, and here's the blade. He is antied, and so the blade, or the nano boost, is not going to get it through here. He's so low, but Nathan tried to get that done. Self-destruct taking out the rival Diva here is Huglot trying his best, and now a big anti. These Annas have been getting these off left and right. It's just going to be the Anna. It's just going to be this Tracer left, trying to avoid as many shots as possible. The sound barrier for the side of the defense. Orion is really trying his best here. Now the ball coming out. Huglot making that switch on over. Full stall comps coming out as the Doomfist arrives as well. Evi playing on the DPS. No tanks necessary anymore. Hack coming out against Huglot, so he can't get away from that one. Nasty anti. We're still in overtime. 2.9 meters away, and that's almost it. Tracer's back, but now Hacks. Lucio is it. And that's going to be Basilisk pushing it all the way in.
Yeah, and well done to Basilisk. I don't think that went exactly, or in any way, how Orion's planned. I think they wanted to do a full hold. They would have had it in the bag. Now they have to push that point the entire way and faster than what Basilisks did. Basilisks did a great play there, though, at the end. They got EMP'd. Depression, their main tank, got caught in the EMP, but DMT threw out that nano on him, and he just started swinging. And he just literally killed enough players that it meant that they had the upper hand there. They had to come out with store characters, and Depression just kept swinging. His shield went down at one point, and we saw him at the beginning getting those 2 amazing kills on that point. He took out the Bastion, he took out Mercy, which might have looked accidental. Fantastic play, however, and it worked really well.
900 IQ. Simple geometry, Domino.
Big brain is such a big brain play.
Exactly.
So great work to them. And yeah, Orion really now have to push this the whole way and faster than Basilisk. And if they don't, we may be going for that reverse sweep.
Yeah, this would be the first step, and honestly, Basilisks. I mean, the only way they could have done this better is with at least a second on the clock. That's it. So no matter what, they're gonna have an opportunity at the end of this, even if Orion does push it all the way with time, because at that point they'll just be able to hold. Now that would be end up in a tie if they do hold it and don't let up a single tick. If they do go into overtime on this one, but like you said, this is the first step, and I would love to see the reverse sweep.
Yeah, and I think Basilisks would as well. It means they will still be in it to win it, and they could hopefully get the next two maps. We can see them here preparing with that bunker composition, with that bastion. They are ready to go, but we're going to see Orion coming in with that hack and slash composition.
Basilisk running the pharmacy up top, and then the bunker otherwise down bottom with the diva instead of the hog, because you just need a little bit more mobility in that. Defense matrix really is that good. I really like it now that invincibility shield coming on out here. Boop coming against both tanks of the side of Basilisk, so now gonna be kind of lost and alone here as all the damage in the world comes up top, but manages both supports of the side of Basilisk to stay all the way up. This defense has won. We're gonna be looking at Orion team forced to come all the way back.
Yeah, they did well. Good hold there. Did look like there was going to be a problem at first. Orion got that jump. They managed to push Basilisks a little bit off that point, get them disjointed. But Depression came through and really cleaned up and held it for his team.
Yeah, I think it was Jahan who ended up getting the boop on both the tanks, and obviously Diva can get up there by himself, but I have to shout that out as well. Kabutops not leaving Depression, the main tank, very slow without moving ability down there. It was a very, very good move. Not abandoning your teammate down there, straight up. There's a lot to be said for being able to trust your teammates and know that you're going to be A-okay down there.
Yeah, no, they are definitely doing their rotations really well, working as a team. We're going to see our first ult coming out there by Enigma with the barrage.
Yeah, didn't really get a whole lot from that one. Now Evi's mech is out, but it's still there, so might be able, as I say that, lots of damage coming on through here. Natron using that Bastion ultimate and finding all the value in the world from it. And that's going to be Jahan forced to come all the way back here. Huggleglot is with him. Actually, no, they're not done quite yet. This Genji getting a little bit low here. Here comes the boost, and here comes the blade. Self-destruct coming on down bottom. Gotta get away from that one. Enigma falling on that after taking out the main tank for the side of Basilisks. And now, there it is, Lesser Guy and more getting it done on this one. They do have the Mercy ultimate, but with that anti and only a baby diva left, I can't imagine this is going to last too long. As I say that, actually, Saturn has been able to stay up here entirely. His baby diva falling, and now Saturn by himself.
Yeah, well done to them. I figured they were waiting for that nano blade. They knew that was going to be what would win them this point. I thought they might combine it with EMP though, just to make sure they had a little bit more of that upper advantage, but it wasn't needed, which means they're going to go into this next team fight with that Diva Bomb and that EMP, which means they could do quite a clean, quick team fight here if they pull those off together effectively.
That's actually, this poses a very, very interesting question. It's almost like a Overwatch 101. Like, what do? Like, do you want to try and take the team fight a little bit earlier? Nice self-destruct. They're taking a 2-piece. Evi getting all the value in the world from that one. But I want to finish this. So, you have Blade, you have Nano. Lesser Guy coming back when he's low makes sense. You get the Nano boost on top of him. He's going to go all the way up. Now, do you invest the EMP to try and take that team fight a little bit sooner? They had plenty of time on the clock, and that came out of it with Basilisks not having any ultimates. But, it's almost literally like a philosophical question, almost like that. You want to take EMP and put that out there to make sure that you get it faster and take it with more time, because at the end of the day, time is the name of the game.
Yeah, no, look, definitely. And I think a lot of teams always question that, how many ults do you invest to win the team fight? And that's something each team will always do differently. You need to know how much you need to put in order to secure the fight. And they're going to go in with that nanoplate, and they've still got this EMP up their sleeves.
Yeah, Cha has done a great job holding on to that one as Depression and I Am Not DMT both fall. Main tank and main support. That's going to be a great investment all day long. This is Evi still getting aggressive up in the front here. They do have short spawn, Basilisks do, as multiple members come back, and Enigma able to take out Lesser Guy. No mercy on the side of that one. Is going to see this Orion team fighting 5 to 6 until their Genji does come back. Evi now down bottom is going to take the full brunt of that one. Self-destruct coming out instantly for his own, though. And great job, Natron, getting out of that one just in time. Barrage coming over the top. Enigma and Kabutops both taking nice ones there, but the sleep comes on. Oh my god, snoozing in the middle of your job there, Farah.
Yeah, great sleep there coming out by Mechman, really putting Enigma down there on the ground. But look, it's going to be a hold there for Basilisks. They are going to push Orion off this point, but Orion have enough that they can come back in with once if they do manage to finally pull that EMP out of the bag. Basilisks don't have anything to defend
Yeah.
against it. They don't have a beat. They do have a Mercy ult, provided Mercy and Enigma don't get caught into that EMP.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost like, what's a Valk without being able to guard an Angel, though? That's just honestly another kind of question here, but there's the EMP we spoke of. There's a counter EMP, Chop falling, as is Enigma. These teams fighting a little bit evenly until the lesser guy does fall. The damage core for the side of Orion now deleted here. Huglot taking a snooze, as well as I Am Not DMT gets his own sleep dart here. Huglot trying to get back, but not going to make it. This is Basilisk holding on in here, and like we said earlier, Domino, this might be the beginning of the reverse sweep.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate there for Orion. Nat came out with that EMP first. Char came out with the answering EMP, but unfortunately Char dropped, and Basilisk just sort of played their EMP a little bit better and really followed up there. Orion do have time. They do have 50 seconds. They probably have one, maybe two team fights left in them if they're lucky. I presume they're going to try pull off an nano blade again.
There it is. There's the blade. There's the boost. Lesser guy now in the back. There's the blade. Two picks coming before that, though. Depression and Natron feeling the fire from that one as Saturn does fall. That was Kabutops just trying to get back here. That Baby Diva's not going to last long in the middle of this one. Cha getting aggressive up front and just wasting the time of Enigma and more. That's a great job there. Boop coming out, but Jahan not able to get this monkey down bottom. Depression is getting very low here. The Genji is with him as well. Or excuse me, the Sombra, Natron falling there, and we're going to see an Orion team rewarded. Minute and a half for that one.
Yeah, just in time they have gotten that in, and again, they used that nano blade. They know that that is what is going to win them, so they just need to keep building those by the looks of it, and then they will get it in. They do have 1 minute 25 there ready left to go, so they have plenty of time to get this into the end point. Basilisks might make a mistake, might slip up, and we'll as you said, we'll be going into this map again, into an overtime, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, Enigma and has the barrage. That's the only one for the side of Basilisks. Kabutop's changing on over to that Zarya. So now we're seeing a little bit more of the dive ball. And now Enigma pulling that one. Cha falling first. Diva answering immediately as the hack did come out. Mechman and Cha both down for the side of Team Orion here. Basilisk losing a couple of their own as the brawl continues on payload. Jahan is here trying to get it done as Huglot has that Primal Rage Substruct coming on out here, and oh my goodness, Saturn is barely getting clipped by that one.
Yeah, he was kind of trying to hide behind that payload. I thought he was safe and that Eevee wasn't going to get anybody there, but he managed to get collected there at the end.
Depression with the nano here. The sound barrier for the other side. Orion is going to be done helped by that, and huge shatter there. Multiple members, and Cha actually surviving through that charge with the assistance of the nano boost. That one doesn't happen normally, folks. Now Cha falling in the back, not able to stay all the way up, and we're looking at 7 seconds to go. Orion on the offense needs to get up there. Basilisk is going to see there first. That's just Jahan up there. Lesser guy falling in the thick of things with his ultimate. And now Eevee eats another grab. Oh my goodness. Multiple members down for the side of Basilisk as the EMP comes out and spells nothing but bad things for the side. 4 members done, but Basilisk is not able is able to live through that one.
Yeah, but it does look like Basilisks are doing a very good hold here. They might actually keep Orion completely off this payload. Orion know that they only, they're in overtime. They cannot leave that payload. They have to push as fast as they can. But, they've only got their supports left there. It looks like Basilisk will win this map, which means they will be going in for the reverse sweep.
Yeah, that like we said, that is the first step here, Domino. So map 3. We're going to give these teams, I believe, 5 minutes to talk. I believe that's customary. Riot line, not 100% sure. I do believe that's an AOE rule. We can go all the way through. Not sure? Okay, we're going to go ahead and ask chat if they need time.
Yeah, we'll find out. My thinking is they'll want to go straight into the next map. I can imagine Orion are feeling a little bit upset by not being able to have a clean win here today. They have lost a map, but I'm sure Basilisks are quite happy now that they, are ready to do this reverse sweep and potentially win out today.
Absolutely. Just asking them what they would like to do. We can go all the way through, or just it kind of makes sense right after map 3 to allow these teams to kind of group, talk, especially if they have any coaches watching, find out what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong.
The tactical pauses.
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to go for a short pause.
Cool. We'll be back with you guys in just a couple minutes. These teams are just going to figure stuff out a little bit more, figure out, again, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. Don't tune away. And we are back, esports fans. AOE matchup between Team Horizon and Team Basilisks. I'm FBI Tugboat, casted with is Domino Jack. Down and producing away is Riot, making our job just so much easier. We're looking at Team Orion. Oh my goodness, up 2-1 over Team Basilisks. Basilisks coming out and answering in fine fashion. Last map, we're looking at something a little bit differently. We're looking at Horizon Lunar Colony next, Dom.
Yeah, and it looks like, as you said, we might have a reverse sweep coming here by the Basilisks, which, obviously to the upset of Orion, they will have to go to the fourth map here. And yes, Horizon Lunar Colony is the map, and an interesting map it is. I have a love-hate relationship with this map. What about yourself? Oh, let's hear it. Oh my goodness, I don't know about you, but I have always found with this map, it's either we defend really well and then we attack really quickly and the games are over really fast, or for some reason we can't defend for the life of us and the other team just rolls over us. I've never had an in-between. It's always one way or the other. And I then that space outside, like, it's always fun to go run out there. I've actually only seen one team utilize it. There was actually a video going around recently where a McCree went out to space, came around on the defending team and flanking them on the high ground, and used his high noon, but sort of popped his ultimate, his high noon, before he went through the door, came through the door and released it, and took out like 4 or 5 people from behind. And I was like, goodness, that is a good use of the space. I've never thought to use it like that way. So I found it quite interesting. But how do you feel about Horizon Lunar Colony?
The Horizon Lunar Colony, I can kind of agree with you. The name of the game is 0 100. There's a reason this map had to be redone. There's a reason why they had to add more stairs and stuff like this. Edit the entry points to first capture point, and that's because this map could just be better, I guess. We talked about this off camera or off stream a little bit. I don't really like 2CPs that much, and I don't hate this map as much as I hate Hanamura. Or Dranamora, as we casters sometimes call it. But Horizon Lunar Colony is wonky. Do not really like it so much. What I do like about this map, though, is that how many different compositions can really, really work here. There's a lot of high ground, there's a lot of flat open areas, and there's a lot of different entryways into point.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting map, as you said, for compositions. You can run Widowmakers on the high grounds. You can have some really good sight lines here. It's definitely a map where you could play some different interesting compositions. So look, I'm interested to see what Orion and Basilisks will run here. If Orion wins this one, they will win this evening. This will be the final map they need to win. If Basilisks win, we're going in for that reverse sweep. We will go to map 5, and it really will be anyone's game. So, like the last map, I can see Orion trying their best to make sure this is the final map this evening.
Yep, Basilisks on defense in the blue here. That's Team Orion in the red. They have utilized this before. We saw this on Hollywood very similarly. The only difference here is Enigma over on that Hanzo, I believe. But Natron over on the Bastion. Depression with that Orisa shield up front, and Kabuto tops with the Diva Eats, the defense matrix, to provide more value. I am not DMT over on the Baptiste to throw out that Frisbee and make sure that nobody falls.
The Frisbee composition, as you like to call it.
The Frisbee composition, yes ma'am.
I love it. And look, we are going for that bunker composition. You can see them scouting as well for a Sombra. They are expecting it. So Sombra is waiting there, but looks like Enigma may have actually found Sombra.
Yeah, Enigma's, he really had his number as soon as he came down in there, like you said, just trying on the reconnaissance mission, but Cha's not going to be able to get through that one. Now diving all the way in, and actually that's Lesser Guy missing. Cha getting a little bit low there as Cha just get absolutely deleted. Natron falling back, the tactical retreat, get right behind this shield, and start blasting away.
Good hold there by the Basilisks. They had that, as you like to call it, Frisbee. I'm going to call it that as well. They had it there ready to go. It meant they could protect their Bastion quite effectively and take out, some of the Orion enemy team quite quickly. I reckon Orion is just going to wait for that Nanoblade that we've seen so many times this evening, potentially pulling it out with the EMP, but I reckon they're just going to do a little bit of poke damage here and there to try and build up those ultimates.
Yeah, and that poke damage really is dependent on, I mean, yeah, on the divers not falling on that. At that point, you're just unfortunately feeding ultimates, and you cannot afford to give a diva like Kabuto Tops more, ult charge on the diva, straight up.
Yeah, they're getting their ults quite quickly as well. We're going to see the dragons come out soon, and we're also going to see Bastion's ult quite soon as well. And I think they would potentially hold that, waiting for that nano blade even, or waiting for a monkey ult, something to fight back with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the bad thing about this is just it's so hard to approach this diva, and especially with characters like the Winston, very dependent on short range. It's just going to be harder to try and get your ultimate charge on any level close to what the Basilisks are doing. Now that's Cha putting a little pressure down, bottom pull coming out there is Natron actually going to be absolutely left out in the lurch on that one. Cha does fall first, unfortunately, again. Res coming on out here, and Natron's going to be back up and back in this fight. Lesser guy taking out his Shimada brother. Enigma deleted on from this one. Not going to see Hanzo shots in the next little bit. Kabuto Tops doing a great job, really just applying that frontal force here. Now here's the blade, here's the boost, trying to get it done here. That's the first invincibility shield done. Now Kabuto Tops getting a big two-piece as Natron finishes that up the rest of the way.
Fantastic hold by there then. Yes, we had the nano blade coming out, but the Kabutops, as you mentioned before, had that diva bomb ready to go, and unfortunately the Orion couldn't do anything about it. They were on the point, ready with the nano blade, and they couldn't get to cover in time.
Yeah, that's the main name of the game. Obviously, with the the stationary shields like the Winston and like the Orisa, once you put it down, every diva is going to be looking for that because they know it's on cooldown.
Yeah, no, definitely. It looks like, Basilisk might actually pull off a full hold here. Orion have 45 seconds to get to that point and to try to do something. In saying that, though, they have the EMP bomb ready to go here.
Yeah, it's just obvious on this one, especially with all the vertical positioning. It'd just be hard to get a full EMP, as well as it's a tall order to get the EMP off on multiple members and get the diva positioned perfectly to try and take out. I mean, if you take out two of those, and that's the beginning here, they do have the sound barrier, self-destruct coming out, gonna get blocked off again. Depression getting super low, nicely done there. The pressure coming on out here from Huglot and getting the most out of that one. Sound barrier dropping, and Lesser Guy and more taking picks in this one. Jahan now coming on down to point, putting the pressure on there. Lesser Guy getting a little bit low, but that's going to be a-okay. Kabuto Top's the only opposition there, and now we're seeing Orion take this one in overtime.
And great cleanup there by them. They used that diva bomb to displace the team. The team did have to shift a little. I think they were expecting the EMP as well, and it worked really well in Orion's favor there. They now have the EMP ready to go on the next point. They're also going to have the nano blade available.
Yeah, Cha with the EMP, he's been holding on to it. I will say that, maybe he's holding on to it a little bit long at times, but they're almost always perfectly positioned and perfectly timed. Between the blade, the nano boost coming out soon from Mechman, I can definitely guarantee you that is what is going to be on the menu.
And
there
here
it
it
is. Swiping away here, Natron doing his best as Lesser Guy just goes to town upstairs. Nice block there, but the Pocketed Mercy is going to keep this Bastion alive through it. Natron now over on the side, doesn't have that shield in front of him. Dragon's coming out there, bisectioning point pretty evenly. Kabuto Top's getting pocketed away here. Kabuto's trying to get back up to that diva, but oh my goodness, getting popped out there like fine fast fashion, excuse me. Lesser Guy falling on this one. This is just absolute brawl on point here, Dom.
Yeah, and you can see Orion really trying to hold it. They've managed to get that first point, but they may not be able to get much further. We can see Huglat trying his best with Jahan there, really trying to hold and stall it out as much as possible.
Yeah, Orion's big DPS compositions weren't there quite yet, and these tanks were able to fight that one all the way through. And DMT switching on over to that Moira, trying to get those group heals on in there a little bit more. And Lesser Guy and more are not willing to give this up quite yet. Evi with the self-destruct here. May now coming out. Natron is the only one left on point, and that's going to be a team wipe ultimately. Otherwise, 1:17 on the clock. Tracer trying to get back in here, and not going to matter.
No, and well done there to Orion. And I love that Basilisk pulled out that May. She's such a fantastic stall hero. Yep. If you can get her on the point, chuck her in her little ice cube. But look, Orion will manage to take this point with time left on the clock, which means Basilisk they need to do the opposite of what happened on the last match. They need to do exactly what they need to do what Orion couldn't do. They need to make sure they take these 2 points and push it into overtime. If they do not, Orion will be the ones winning the match today.
Indeed, Orion is in the driver's seat. They have no reason to take that foot up off the pedal. They need one more W here, and that was really a great start by any measure. Taking it and with time, that's it. I mean, the only thing better is taking it with a little bit more time. That's all. A minute 16 is plenty of time.
Definitely, and I can see Orion trying to go here for a full hold, so I'll be interested to see what composition they do run, whether they pull out a Bastion or whether they pull out a Genji, or they'll have potentially a Pharah. Yes, you do have the ceiling here, so sometimes Pharah is a little bit hard to play, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to run to try and stall here for as long as they possibly can. And look, we do have a bit of time still down on the clock. We can see what they're coming out with, but look, here sometimes they do change, so I'll be interested to see if they stick with it. We've got a couple of changes going on, so let's see what they actually come to the point with. But it does look like we are going to have a Reaper and a Mei, which, as a Reaper main, I'm going to say I absolutely love this. I totally endorse the Reaper pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mei Reaper really is underrated. You throw Lucio on top of there, and you're looking at a trio that is, I mean, especially given how self-sustaining Reaper and Mei are, you throw Lucio on there with a little bit of speed boost, and that's going to be any Overwatch character's worst nightmare.
And we're going to go for the teleport to point.
Yeah, I was thinking that's what Enigma was playing at here. Not a bad idea by any means, but Natron is going to be falling first here. Depression going to be next on the chopping block, and yeah, this teleport just didn't work as well. Basilisk's going to be forced to come all the way back on this one.
Well, I don't know if they thought about the fact that, Jahan was going to play the Baptiste, and that meant he could throw that Frisbee down to protect his entire team. So even with Basilisk jumping straight to the point, Orion were ready to defend that quite quickly. And look, Basilisks are going to change off that. They tried the tactic. It's not going to work. They are going to change over to, a bit of this Sombra Goat. However, they're going to run the Moira. Interesting composition to run against. It definitely can work in their favor. Just depends how they play it.
Now, I'm not against it, especially that DMT is already up to about 100% here. Does have Coalescence on board if they choose to pull that. I like it. They're not facing up against a D.Va, so there's really no consequence for these damage orbs. Now Coalescence pulling out the Lesser Man and Nation both falling, so these teams fighting decently even. Jahan doing his best to keep everybody up on that one. Shatter falling, and that's going to get Depression and more continued trades coming out here as Cha is going to be down right before the Reinhardt. This started getting super aggressive, and I am not DMT finding all the value in the world with a single damage orb. Oh my god!
Yeah, DMT absolutely cleaning up, and Basilisk will take this with
oh my god.
So much time left on the clock to go and take this second point here. They're looking in a good position. As I said, it can work really well for them, and it has. So it'll be interesting to see how Orion are going to get ready to defend this second point. Basilisk have 4 minutes and 50 to take this. They have so much time.
Yeah, so, like literally all the time in the world. That was so beautifully done. Seriously. Can't say enough for that one. Depression and more trying to get on the way in here as the nano boost comes out for the side of Orion, dropping the sound barriers to the side of Basilisk with the Magos again. Reaper coming in here and just flying around like a top, getting booped over there, and you can't do that as the Lucio, my friend. Trust me, I've done it before.
No, fantastic work there by the Reaper, getting those kills and cleaning up. It does look, however, is he potentially changing, going back into spawn there, and, he's used his ultimate. And yes, he's going to come back out with the McCree, and we have seen the new McCree, that new fire rate since his buff, quite quick. The McCree rate of fire is now.
It is, yeah, I believe it was increased something by like 30% or something like that, which is nutty. The anti followed up by the Shatter, and that is a quick team fight. That is quintessential right there. That is about as good as a single ultimate investment as you're going to get there, Domino.
Yeah, beautiful cleanup there. Orion really holding Basilisk off here, but Basilisks are going to come back in with a few ults. They potentially are just trying to build them up again so they can come in with as much as possible. But Char's going to have that Mei ult ready to go, which is quite a game changer. They get on the point, they do try to do, an ultimate. Mei doesn't get caught in it. She can just throw that out and potentially make sure they don't get on the point or freeze them all.
Straight up, Huglot up in the front with that big old Ryan shield here. They've done a great job so far of rotating out ultimates. You know, he's 65 already. Nasty stun coming against him. Now the rally coming on out here for the side of Basilisk. May ult as well, right over to point, and actually that's just going to be every member of Basilisk, following their coalescence, coming out in the back, but isn't going to be able to keep everybody up through antis and all that damage.
Yeah, Orion really, as I said, they threw that May out there, ult out there. They've managed to hold everyone off. They did also throw Baptiste's ult out as well. And oh, we have a fight going on out there, and they all do get caught in an EMP there by Enigma.
Yeah, that was a great answer right there. Now we might see an offensive team going to be able to ride this momentum-wise to snowball all the way into point. Oh, Super McCree coming out. He's glowing like a cowboy, and there's the high noon. Oh, May has almost got the full freeze off on Natron, but that's going to be a wasted 12 o'clock on that one. Lester trying to get back on the way in this, and I don't think Natron's going to live through that one.
No, look, he unfortunately didn't connect with anyone, his high noon, but it was enough to keep them on the point and stall them back. He managed to, they wouldn't push forward. They knew that they would get collected if they did. So he has managed to pull them back and hold the point. Potentially a wasted ult, potentially a really good use of the ult, keeping the enemy team back.
Yeah, that is the definition of a zoning ult. That honestly was very good. Yeah, I can't say any more about that, I tell you. And EMT already back up to that coalescence. Nice anti coming through. That's going to be affecting Natron and Saturn. Both coalescence coming down. Shatter falling, and that's only going to be the Evi going to be affected by that one. And the big invincibility frisbee coming out, but not enough for the Zarya here. Mailed now coming out, trying to stall this one out a little bit more. Chad doing exactly what he needs to as Kabutop's left out and lurch as the last player alive.
Well done, Orion managing to put a great hold there again. It was looking problematic. It looked like Basilisk had the upper hand, but we saw Orion's Reinhardt coming out there, getting that hammer down, pushing their Reinhardt off the point, and that really helped them out. And they're going to come back in here now again with a full team. We do have, Basilisk probably coming back in for a little bit. They have maybe 2 more team fights in them, but look, Orion do have a few more ults. They have that high noon and that grab ready to go.
They cannot afford to do this here. Oh my god, Depression with a fantastic another shatter. He has been doing this all night. Nano, oh my god. High noon coming out, Natron taking out his counterpart, but Lesser Guy was able to take out 2 beforehand. Like you said, we were looking at last team fight territory after Basilisk came in here with 5 minutes and 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah, and look, we have 1 team fight left, and Enigma does have that EMP ready. We're going to have that hammer down. We are going to have a nano. They potentially could come in here and do a clean sweep, but, we have a nano ready on the other team as well. So this is going to be, everyone's going to press Q again as we go in for this last team fight.
Indeed, that is Overwatch for you. Nice wall there again. Shot doing his part there as the EMP does fall. Shatter falling, but oh! Actually, that's going to be Huglot who got interrupted in the middle of him. Both Reinhardt's taking those nanos and glowing like Greek gods here. Orion really taking him to town. Jahan going to be the only one falling for that one. Depression done. And I think Orion has taken this one, Dom.
And they have. Congratulations there to Orion. They will hold Basilisk off this last point, securing the win for them this evening. Congratulations to them. They did end up winning 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1 indeed. So both of these teams were coming in here at 2-1. Both of them really wanted to come through and make that 3-1. Obviously, only one was able. Orion did take that. Basilisk going down 2-2. They're an even 500, and they're going to be looking next week, the last week. This is week 4 out of 5 of AOE's season right here. Next week is going to be determining where they do ultimately place in that. Orion coming through at 3-1 is going to be in a very good position.
Yeah, and fantastic plays there. Just 2 call-outs I'd like to say is Depression, fantastic plays on Reinhardt. Amazing work, and fantastic work to Lesser Guy as Genji, really pulling out some fantastic Nanoblade plays there. So well done to both teams. Really well played this evening.
Yep. Lesser Guy, you shouted somebody out. I have to agree with that one wholeheartedly. Seriously, those blades were the stuff that DPS dreams are made out of, straight up. the hacks were perfect. He utilized the resets on his dashes to either get out when he needs to, or go out, to the side somewhere where he's a little bit low and knows that he can use those blades to get the reset on there and get back at the rest of this team. It was very, very well done. Anybody else I want to shout out? Honestly, I had to agree with you there. Depression was the main tank for the side of Basilisks. Did a great job. Had some seriously great charges. Kabutops and Eevee both on the divas. I think the Eevee had a higher eat count on ultimates.
I didn't. I wasn't expecting so many eats. We potentially should have kept a tally of those. I remember a Grav getting eaten. I remember some dragons getting eaten. Yeah, really good.
Eevee at least has the versatility there, because Kabutops, I think, just ate grabs, but I know Eevee got multiple grabs and at least one dragon. The awareness there, especially now with Diva's nerfed defense matrix, is so important, and is indicative of a Diva player who can go through various patches and still adapt, overcome, and change. Very well done.
Definitely.
You got any last points here, Domino?
No, congratulations to Orion. Well played, but well played by both teams. But yeah, congratulations to them.
Absolutely. Basilisks did put up a great fight, but falling 3-1 against Team Orion. And with that, I believe we've reached my least favorite part of any cast, Domino, and that is the end. I'm FBI Tugboat. Casting with me is Domino Jack. Down in Producer's Box is Riot Line, producing away, making our jobs just so much easier. And this has been AOE Esports. We'll be back with you week 5 next week.